Yo, it's been a little bit. Sorry. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Life was kind of kicking my ass there for a little bit. Nothing like super negative. It's just, a bunch of things built up over time. And sometimes I overextend myself. Let's just put it that way. And then kind of shut down a little bit. And then I'm like, I don't want to do anything because I'm constantly doing something. And, yeah, that kind of take care of your mental health, people. Take care of your mental health. Look out for yourself. Anyway, so today what we're going to be doing is, surprisingly, we're going to be working on the Volkswagen. As you guys know, I daily drive a GTI, by far my favorite daily driving vehicle I've ever owned. This would be my third GTI that I've had, and I love them. Typically, I don't mod them. The reason being is because it's a Volkswagen at the end of the day, and I think they perform well in their stock form. I don't need another race car, so that's why I haven't really done anything to the thing. But today I have decided that there are some things I want to do. So to give you guys a little bit of an update, actually, hold on, let's turn this around. Look how empty my driveway is. There ain't nothing in here right now but the GTI, the Integra, of course the S2000 sitting in the garage because that's just where it lives. Yeah, the truck, the Prius, and the Civic. So let me give you guys a little small update because I know you guys actually really like the Civic situation. We got it going, running and driving. I put like a half-ass base map on it, and drove it from my house to the guy who actually owns it house, and it performed pretty well. Problem was that the reason I had to clean out everything is because the city was like, hey bud, it's not that you have so many cars, it's that you have so many cars that aren't registered. So the truck wasn't registered, the Prius wasn't registered, and the plates on the Civic are for the Civic, but they're 2 years old and they're not in either one of ours names. So, because, we haven't put it on the road. But, yeah, so I had to clean out a little bit. The Civic actually is getting sold this Friday to a friend of mine. He wants a daily driver. His CRV's giving him issues, and he's just like, look, I just need something with 4 doors. I can, haul a little bit of stuff around it. And I was like, well, Civic do it. It's hood dumped and it's loud and it's boosted. And he said, hell yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. It's all you. Still needs officially tuned. And of course, I always recommend Muhammad out of Egypt, Nabil. One day I'll figure out how to pronounce his name. Hey, I know you subscribe to me, Muhammad. Let me know how to pronounce your last name, please. But yeah, so sorry about the lack of updates there. Like I said, I was just in the mode of let's just get it done. I don't want to film right now. I just want to get this crap done so I can be done with it, and kind of get one section of my driveway back. But now I have my entire driveway back. Go figure, right? So yeah, anyway, today what we're going to be doing is the GTI. So as you can see here, I did this a few weeks ago. This little half-ass cold air intake I put on here. Oh, why'd you come off? I guess I need to fix that. This actually came off of like a Passat or something. Not for this series of motor. I believe this is the EA888 or some crap like that. I love Volkswagens. I just don't really pay too much attention to them outside of the one that I drive and, do basic maintenance, spark plugs, oil change, DSG service. But yeah, so we're going to be pulling this crap off, and I went ahead and bought a couple of new things for it. So let's see here. Where is it at? So this box right here is a proper cold air intake for the car. And then we have this elbow right here and turbo muffler delete. So it's going to make it significantly louder from what I understand. Let's go ahead and grab this crap out real quick. And hopefully this should be a pretty easy install. I actually haven't done any research into installing this stuff. So I'm just going into it blind. And the way I see it is, it's literally just, intake crap. Most intake crap is really easy to do, and I don't see it as being a problem. So I guess we'll kind of make this a how-to. I'm learning how to as well. So come along with this journey with me. So yeah, I'm gonna start off by taking, the crap I have on it and off, and just go from there. All right, so obviously if you have your factory stuff on, this is going to be a significantly different job. You got your factory air box, you got this plate right here that runs up through here, and it's supposed to, you're forcing air through this side. It runs down this chamber into the air box, obviously up into the turbo, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. Since I don't have any of that, this is going to be completely different. All I have to do is remove a couple of clamps back there and just yank this up. I'm just going to toss this away because I don't need it. I literally only did this because I'm a racer. I wanted to hear the turbo noises. But I figured if I'm going to ruin my gas mileage, I may as well do it properly, because since I put this intake on here, my gas mileage just dropped by about 8 miles per gallon. So yeah, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the right way. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to yank this crap off real quick. Okay, so now that I got that little half-ass intake off there, this is that elbow that I'm going to be replacing right here. Looks like it's held in by, is there a Torx? I'm guessing this Torx right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. This little singular Torx right here that holds it on. And then there's this little hose. I'm sure this is probably some, I don't know, some type of emissions crap. I guarantee it could probably be tuned out, but like I said, I don't really like messing with Volkswagens like that. They're very sensitive. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and remove that Torx, and then we'll pull the elbow off. And I need to figure out where the turbo muffler is. It's probably behind it, but just looking down in here, all I see is what is it? Oh no, that's where the turbo muffler is. Okay, I see. Turbo muffler is actually right there, right below that. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. Looks like there's a, how the hell am I supposed to get to that? Damn you, Volkswagen. Why'd you put that clamp like that? It's like almost impossible to get to. All right, well, I'm gonna start with that first. We'll move on to the turbo muffler afterwards, and we'll see what we can do. Okay, so after pulling the factory one off, I can see why people actually upgrade these. So this is the factory one. It's very narrow, like super narrow. Also, don't worry about the oil. This is just normal Volkswagen crap. I feel like they all do this. And then this one's quite a bit bigger. So hopefully this, I mean, I didn't spend a whole lot of money on this thing. It's eBay as hell, so hopefully it actually works. The clamp that goes on right here is kind of a pain, but you know, as long as you don't break it, you should be all right. But yeah. We'll go ahead and smack this on and see what you do. All right, so as you can see here, I got it. You have to reuse the old gasket because, you know, eBay stuff is kind of just eBay stuff and they didn't come with one. But just so you guys are aware, whenever you take these off and put them on, you have to twist them. There's these little notches right here. I think that's what actually holds it on. And then you have one little singular bolt just to keep it from rattling back. Sorry, I'm not done well. Here you go. So yeah, you have these notches on here. They twist into the turbo, and then you have this one little bracket right here that has a bolt that runs through it to keep it from, you know, turning at all. So yeah, just be aware of that. Don't go yanking this off when you're trying to get it off. Just make sure that, you know, you're like, just turn it. I think it turned counterclockwise to get it off, and if that's the case, then obviously I'm just going to turn it clockwise, put it back on. So yeah, let's go ahead and see how this goes. Also, I'll put a little oil on the gasket, you know, just to be safe. Try not to tear it. Squeeze, 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 turn, just like that. It's on. Oh yeah. And it looks like that little bracket lines right up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my Torx back in. By the way, this was a T30. I believe that's what I used to get it off. Yeah, T30. Link that down in there like that. Start it by hand before we put anything on it. That way we don't strip it. This is why we start by hand. Black. Turn you. I be that motherfucker with no religion on his neck. I be that motherfucker who never took no disrespect. I be that motherfucker who made the rapture end quick. I be that motherfucker. Well, it's turning, so I'm not worried about that. But there we go. Perfect. on there. Oh yeah, that bad boy ain't going anywhere. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and yoink this back on. Hopefully this goes on without a problem. It seems to, so. Except it wants to pop off now. But. Alright. Okay. That is on there. Now at this point, you know, obviously if you aren't doing the turbo muffler delete, you just put your cold air intake back on. My biggest guess is that, you know, with this being bigger, a little bit more air comes in, maybe a little bit more turbo noise. But the real way to get that turbo noise that a lot of, you know, us ricers look for is doing the turbo muffler delete. All right, so I was sitting there talking to the camera that I never pressed play on, so I was essentially just talking to myself. But yeah, so I got the turbo muffler out. So as you can see, the aftermarket one, completely solid. There's no cuts or grooves, you know, just straight up, you know, it's just going to pass through. The factory one has these little slits right here. So you got to think, for the average consumer, they don't care about, you know, noise like enthusiasts do. So Volkswagen's like, all right, well, cool. You guys don't like it, we'll fix that for you. So you don't really hear anything. They opt in for a sound decor or whatever the hell that little stupid vibrating thing is. I guess it's technically a speaker. I don't know. I have mine unplugged. But yeah, it's actually really easy. So everyone, I did watch a couple videos on doing this, and everyone was complaining about access to the bolts and whatnot. I'm gonna be completely real with you guys, and I don't mean to be judgmental here. Sorry, it's really hot outside. But Volkswagen people, I feel like, aren't, not all of them obviously, but a lot of guys who own, like, you know, Mark 7 GTIs. A lot of them aren't actually, they're enthusiasts, but they're not mechanics, if that makes sense. So, you know, they're like, oh, this is a horrible job. Just have the tools for the job. And this requires nothing special. So you get your number 5 hex here, and all you need is one of these little small swivel guys. I was able to get this thing out in not even 4 minutes, I swear. Just with this right here, and I still have the battery in the car. A lot of guys were taking the battery tray out, don't know why. But yeah, super simple. Number 5 hex, I do recommend just getting the kit. You know, it'll probably run you like 10-15 bucks. And this Pittsburgh Harbor Freight little short, stubby, like flexible ratchet, next to nothing. So get this set up right here, makes it so much easier. Just be careful. That bottom one, I will say, sits at a slight angle, so make sure that you have this bottomed out in that bolt before you go turning stuff. That way you don't strip it. But other than that, yeah. So bye-bye to this guy. I don't really think it's going to make a huge difference. I'm pretty sure the intake, actually, like the actual intake piping, makes the biggest difference. The turbo muffler delete's kind of just like, you're already in there, so why not? But I got to make sure that I get this lined up correct. Well, not lined up, but installed correctly. So this did come with 2 gaskets. One of them is this little ring right here that I have on here, and then I'm assuming this gasket right here, this is how it goes in, because it wouldn't make sense for it to go the other way. So hopefully that works. But the factory one had a little gasket, or a gasket that ran around this lipping right here, which I did hold on to just in case. Now I might actually put it on this one. I don't think it could be too sealed, so I'm not seeing a problem with it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna start working this back in. Oh, and the only other thing that you're gonna have to do is there's a piece of charge piping that runs to the turbo muffler delete. It's held in by one clamp is on the actual turbo muffler, and then there's a T30 Torx that is bolted to the side of the engine here. I'll show you. So this one right here, you know, I just loosened that up. It's captured, you know, just backed out a little bit. Just give me some wiggle room down in that area. Now, I might have to get creative because I was able to get the turbo muffler out, but it was kind of, you know, I had to work it out. I might have to pull, I might have to pull the rest of this hose clamp off, which isn't a big deal. That way I just have enough room to get this one to slide in there. And here's this little gasket I was talking about for the factory turbo muffler. I don't know if it's necessary for the aftermarket one. I didn't buy like a name brand like ECS or whatever, so who knows. But I think this would do more work than what this ever will. So I guess we'll just smack it in and we'll see what happens. Yeah, because the turbo muffler housing gets smaller as it goes back, so I think that's why this is designed the way it is. So we'll get rid of this one right here. But yeah, just kind of reverse the steps here. Just be careful putting those hexes back in. Make sure you get them snug. Don't overly tighten them. Don't strip them, and you should be okay. Okay, so the time lapse shows that it took 20 minutes and some change to install the muffler delete. Now, let me tell you exactly why it took that long. Dropped 2 bolts, and the actual hose that runs from this piece of charge pipe right here to the muffler delete was more difficult to get on than the actual muffler delete. Also, for you Honda guys out there that just so happen to own a GTI as well, if you do this and you don't want to put the hex bolts back into there, any 10mm off a Honda fits in there, same thread pitch. So that's what I opted to do. Actually, I was like, you know what, I really kind of hate dealing with like really small Allens like that. They're easy to strip out. So I was like, let's put a Honda 10mm in there if it works, and sure as shit, it went right in. So I was like, hey, it makes it a lot easier to do the job too. So yeah, there's that. Now we're just going to move on to actually putting the cold air intake on, then we should be done. Okay, so number one, I will say this: muffler delete, turbo muffler delete, and the elbow, very easy jobs, guys. Very easy. Take your time, you know, don't try to rush through it. Very simple. So I have this cold air intake. You know, I bought this brand new. It's supposed to, you know, it comes with its own little box and everything to keep the heat away, blah, 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 whatever. This is the one part that I probably should have went quality on, because that box fits horribly. None of the hardware want to line up. I can only maybe get like 4 or 5 bolts in out of the, I think like 20 of them they sent. There's going to be a lot of bending required that I don't have the time to do right now. So as it sits, we're just going to be rocking a hot air intake. Now I am going to be getting a little bit of cold air from here, but that's not going to make such a big difference. We're still going to have horrible gas mileage, kind of is what it is. I'm literally just doing this for noise at this point. So yeah, they comes with this guy right here. You can attach it straight through here. This is a secondary air pump. I don't know if all these GTIs have this. Mine does. They did supply me caps. I'm gonna cap it off right here, and there's another one at the bottom of the intake pipe I'm gonna cap off as well. But yeah, this is the one part that I really don't like. Everything else is fun. I should have saved up a little bit more. Not even saved up, because I had the money to do it. I should have not been so damn cheap and actually got the proper intake for this car. But you know, what are you going to do? I am going to use that box. Like I said, I'm just going to have to modify the living crap out of it to get it to work. And it's not such a big deal in my eyes, especially considering how much I paid for it and where it came from. So, yeah, I just don't have time to do it today. Anyway, let me cap this stuff off, and we're going to start it up. And, you know, we'll play around with it, see what it sounds like. All right, well, let's see what it sounds like. I haven't repped it or anything yet. Honestly, I can't imagine it's going to sound too much different than what it already sounded, but you know, you never know. I guess we'll see, huh? I'm going to say no, because it's actually significantly louder now. Let's test it out driving. That's what we need to see. I can actually film with one hand while driving. Man, this is nice. Anyway, let's see what it sounds like. Alright, so I don't know how much you guys are going to pick up on camera, but it is, you know, it's slightly louder than the intake I had on there. I can't really say I feel much of a response. Well, I can't really say it's more responsive. It might be, I don't know. I also have OBD11 in this car, and I have my throttle is set up like an S3. So I get a little bit more throttle response. It's a little bit more sensitive, but I can't say, you know, I feel much of a difference. But it is breathing, I can tell you that much. You're probably picking up a bunch of wind noise. So here, let me roll the windows up. I gotta hop on the highway here anyway, and we'll listen to it. All right, let's see how much we can actually hear with the windows up, AC off. Was this all worth it? I'll be real with y'all. Probably not, but you know, I just like the sound, so. Yeah, nah, not really worth it. But hey, you know what? If it's something that you want to do, especially if you're like new in the cars, or you just want to do something to a Volkswagen, like if you have a GTI, or I'm pretty sure these kits even fit like the 1.8 cars, which are the TSI cars or whatever, why not? You know, all in total, I think I have 180 bucks into everything. That's all three pieces, the muffler delete, the turbo elbow, and the cold air intake. I would say save your money though and get a quality cold air intake. Do not, absolutely do not get the one that I got. Yeah, you know, it makes noise. That's about it. Well, yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. A little out of the norm. Normally a ton of stuff, but you know, I'm trying to get back into it, and the GTI is the easiest thing to work on for me right now. So, yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Probably will be Integra content, to be honest with you. S2000 content's going to be coming, but, you know, the way my bank account's set up right now, I got to move from my savings to my check-ins. And it's going to take 3 to 5 business days, and it's the 4th of July this week, so realistically, I ain't going to see the money till like on Tuesday of next week. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just poor. But anyway, yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.